Hey guys, first off, I want to start off by saying that I'm sorry there's not been a lot more scripted content like I promised you guys there was. It just turns out that being able to script a video that happens every single day, and especially when you have three other channels, which admittedly was my choice, but there's reasons for that, and maybe I'll actually like talk about that as like a bonus video or something. But the point is that I'm sorry that there's not more scripted content out there. It's just sometimes it's easier to just see something on Twitter and then turn this camera on and talk about what I see on Twitter. And I think my shirt is backwards. Much better. So a while back, if you guys remember, there was this entire thing that came out where Twitch shirts were basically, we were getting radio silence on Twitch shirts. We were getting, nobody really knew how the program worked. I mean, there were some guidelines to it, but it didn't seem like those guidelines were being followed. People all over the place were just getting consistent, like, nobody knew what was going on. People would randomly get Twitch shirts completely out of nowhere at completely various times in the month, and sometimes there would be months of time where no one would get a Twitch shirt. And so people were basically on this campaign a while back. It's been a few months. People were on this campaign for behavior to just become more transparent with the way Twitch shirts work. You know, what's going on? How do you guys vet people? Blah blah blah. Their response to letting to the Twitch shirt, you know, not backlash or outrage, but to the Twitch shirt criticisms, I would say, was to give every Fog Whisperer a shitload of Twitch shirt codes and let the Fog Whisperers choose. A lot of people were not entirely happy with this way of doing this particular thing, because in their opinion, then it was just, now the Fog Whisperers are only giving Twitch shirts to their friends. You know, if you're a friend of the Fog Whisperer, if you're well known by the Fog Whisperer, then you just automatically got the shirt. And that may hold some water with some Fog Whisperers, but there were other ones where that really wasn't the case. Several of the Fog Whisperers I follow, including Lily Pie, Otsdarva, Spooky Loops, and more, actually went out of their way to try to find, you know, other smaller streamers and provide them with Twitch shirts. They wanted to find people that maybe didn't have as much recognition or things like that. Lily Pie, and specifically, put out a call only for smaller black streamers within the space, and she went out, and that was all she has a whole ass boyfriend she did not give Twitch shirts to, because that's what she wanted to do. So I think that, you know, while there might have been some Fog Whisperers who were just like, 1 for my buddy, 2 for my other buddy, 3 for this buddy, 4 for this buddy, it wasn't a catch-all, right? It wasn't even like the majority. It was one of those things where I think that people just heard Fog Whisperers give Twitch shirts and automatically started plastering things. But then there was a lot of people who have been earned Twitch shirts. They earned them ages ago, who never got them, who finally got them with this program. But the downside of this whole thing is, as soon as the entire thing was over, we went back to radio silence. As soon as everybody got their Twitch shirts and everybody got their things, we went back completely to radio silence. And so I don't know if I'd call her my friend. She's my mutual, and we've talked a few times. We're not friends, but my acquaintance, I guess, Volpixia posted this tweet where they said, "I hope they let us apply for Twitch shirts, because this kind of FOMO is a very icky feeling. Like, they didn't actually fix the problem, just made people feel like they're missing out and valued less than their peers." And I 100% get this idea, because for a second, probably for a little while, it did also make me feel kind of bad, because I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, unknown within this community. I'm also not unknown amongst Fog Whisperers. There are a fair bit of them who not only know who I am, but are fans of my channel and actively engage with me on a regular basis. Now, that's not to say that I have some sort of resentment against them, or I don't like them, or I think that they don't like me or anything. It's just that when you know that you're in good standing with these people and you weren't one of the people chosen, it's kind of hard as somebody with self-esteem issues to not think, what's wrong with me? And logically speaking, I can tell you that honestly, there were probably better people who've been working a lot longer and a lot harder than me at getting this kind of thing. But then there are other people who fucking started streaming 3 months ago who got theirs. And so I understand where she's coming from. As somebody with self-esteem issues myself, I've been very open about this, especially in the past couple of weeks. I'm sorry about that. But as somebody with self-esteem issues, I too am in this process of kind of like feeling like I'm not enough sometimes, and this certainly didn't help. It didn't help that I witnessed a lot of people get it and I got passed over, when I know for a fact that some of these people know who I am and like my content and like me as a person. So it makes me want it makes the anxiety part of me wonder, was I not good enough? But again, I'm also not going to hold this against people, but it is something to keep in mind that it could end up having people wonder what they're even fighting for. Now, my other mutual acquaintance, friend, whatever you want to call her, RBQ, or the Real Booty Queen, which has always been an amazing name, by the way, said, I said this from the start, giving Fog Whisperers codes for shirts was a band-aid solution that severely lacked communication and transparency from behavior. Now, a month later, we still have no clarification on what the new program looks like. I don't know why transparency is such a challenge for behavior. And this last sentence is the main thing I wanted to talk about. This whole video was originally just going to be about the Twitch shirts, the way they were handled, and things like that. But that last sentence really stuck with me for a moment, and it got me thinking, what is behavior's problem with transparency? Why is this such a difficult thing for them to do? Because behavior is, as long as I've been playing this game especially, behavior has been a very tight-lipped company, with AMAs basically being a fucking joke. AMAs are almost always like 99% of the answers are, the team is aware of this and we will be looking into it, but we cannot give you any dime. Like, we would get nothing. We would get nothing burger answers. And like, so recently they did the whole cross progression. By the time you're seeing this video, cross progression is going to be out and things like that. And I released a video called Behavior's Insane Greed, where I said that only giving people 4,500 shards for duplicate purchases, not per duplicate purchase, 4,500 shards if you had any duplicate purchases across programs, was absolutely greedy and ridiculous. And some people did not pay attention to that video, which is normal, but I'm not worried about those people. What I'm worried about is the people who were saying things like, they announced cross progression ages ago, so if you bought other stuff, that's on you. No. They announced cross progression ages ago and then went fucking radio silent. So for a lot of people, they just assumed cross progression wasn't coming, because why wouldn't you just assume cross progression wasn't coming? When I moved from PlayStation to PC for Apex Legends, they announced cross progression in season 5. We didn't get it till like season 16 or something like that. I had to go back and look and see exactly what it is. But it was like legitimately like 3 years later when we finally got fucking cross progression. And I'm sorry, but everybody in the Apex community just assumed the fucking thing wasn't coming. And I understand that that's not really, honestly, Respawn's fault or behavior's fault or anything like that. Cross progression is a bitch and it often falls on Sony. However, it's important to remember that they could have told us at any given point in time, hey, we're still working on it. Hey, we're still doing this. They didn't have to give us specifics. They didn't have to fucking live stream the business meeting, okay? Nobody's being unreasonable here. But they should have been saying, hey, there's some hangups with it. Don't worry, it is still coming. They could have been talking to us throughout the entirety of the, what, like 2+ years, 4 years since cross progression got announced? I'd have to go back and see if I could find the original tweet. But the point is that behavior does this constantly with this Twitch shirt things. We don't, they gave all these Fog Whisperers these codes, let the Fog Whisperers go wild, say, hey, we're changing the way we do it, woo, here's our celebration, woo, and then nothing, and then zero. How would you guys like it if I was like, yeah, I'm going to be doing a 3,000, I'm not doing this, by the way, I don't have that kind of money. I'm going to be doing a 3,000 gift card giveaway. Stay tuned for details. And then I just fucking went dead on it for fucking 3 years. And then I just came out of nowhere and was like, 3,000 card giveaway starts tomorrow. If you've never liked a single one of my video, fuck you. right? Like something like that, right? Like obviously that's not how I would ever do things, but that's what I'm saying, is that you can't tell people something's coming and then go completely fucking dead on it, because people are gonna get fucking confused. And when it's your player base and people are wondering things like, okay, for example, they never tell us why something might take a long time, right? So people asked a while back whether or not we would ever be able to have teammates be able to see your perks within the loading screen, just so that people would be able to know, okay, so my teammate getting in the locker over there has head on, or my teammate is running a full gen rushing build, so they're obviously going to be like hard focusing on the gens or something like that. Just giving solo queue players a little bit of information. And I've done several videos already on all the information I think solo queue players should get, and I'll probably end up doing another one because it's a never-ending conversation. But the point is that behavior ended up pushing this thing out and saying, hey, it's actually going to take us years before we can implement something like this, and then didn't tell us why. I think that for a lot of people, like just in general, not just Dead by Daylight, but just for a lot of people, being told why something is the case is almost always going to be a better solution. 99.9% of the time is going to be a better solution than just being completely silent on the matter. And to make sure that the reason why is logical, because I think that the reason they're not more transparent is because every time they try to explain something to us, it doesn't make logical sense. But instead of keeping up with that and having the conversation going and making your players feel like you're actually fucking talking to them, behavior just goes dead silent. Like, you guys remember the whole P100 debacle when they were like, oh, well, we don't want people who aren't P100 to feel like they're missing out. And then they have fucking FOMO in the store anyway. You know what I mean? We don't like fear of missing out, but here's all these limited time cosmetics that you can only get right now if you spend money. Do it. You know, people were pissed off about that, understandably so. So when people were pointing that out, behavior just went dead silent. No, don't go dead silent. Explain to us what the fuck you're talking about. And then in the recent AMA, they're like, we're actually looking at P100 rewards. Oh, so you were working on it, but you couldn't tell us for some fucking reason? I think there's just such a problem with behavior and actively telling us what exactly is going on. And again, you don't have to give us details, right? You don't have to give us spoilers. You don't have to give us any of that. You just have to give us something that is tangible to hold on to, so that people are able to sit back and say, yeah, okay, so this is why we're not getting this, or this is why this policy is taking so long to implement, or this is why the cheaters haven't been banned in mass, or this is why the game hasn't become free to play yet, or something like that. Like, literally just telling people why things are happening to the best of your abilities is the best thing that you can do. You need to stop hiding behind political speak or just dropping random bombs and then vanishing off the face of the planet, because neither of these things are working out for you. And that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today and get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.